everybody, welcome to our 200 subscriber celebration. Yay! Sorry there's no cake and hats this time, but you know, it's before school, so I can only do so much before the bell rings. So I can't believe I've got 200 subscribers, guys. Thank you so much to those of you that subscribe to my channel. I honestly didn't think I'd even have like 20, so this is really super exciting. And I thought to celebrate today, there's nothing I can do with 200 books really, but I thought this is close to 200 books because there's some on the back of this too. But I did a massive book haul for the library. I got these, every single one of these was only $5. There was a special sale going on from a company that I order from called Junior Library Guild. So I bought tons of books that are either books we needed another copy of because we lost it during the pandemic, or it was a super popular book that we just really needed a copy of, or it's a book that we don't have at all and I thought it sounded good for the library. So I've heard of some of these and some of these I haven't, so I thought we'd just kind of go through a few of them. Obviously we're not going to go through all these because I don't want this video to be massively long, but is this not beautiful? Like, I love everything about this. This makes me so happy. I just don't want to ever move them because they're so pretty and perfect. The only problem is because they're so pretty and perfect, they're not actually wrapped like with that, you know, like the laminate stuff. There's no cover on them, so I have to cover all of these. I've got to put barcodes on all of them. It's gonna take a while. That's unfortunately a side effect of getting a $5 book, is that it didn't come with all of the processing that usually my library books come with, but I'd rather have the books. So anyway, let's look at some of the books. I did get 2 copies. Oh yeah, this one random book actually does have the nice cover on it, so I have no idea why. I did get 2 copies of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. The sequel, Good Girl, Bad Blood. I still need to get the 3rd one because, oh my gosh, as you guys know, the 3rd one was absolutely amazing. I loved it so much. But anyway, I think the 2nd one, this will be super popular, and I need to get this out on the shelf like today because everybody wants a copy of this book. Next we have, let's see, some books I've never heard of before, but look how pretty this one is. Like Home. I think quite a few of these are realistic fiction. I ordered these because I know realistic fiction is the most popular genre in our library, so I feel like these will definitely get checked out. Have you guys heard of any of these? Let me know in the comments down below. Some Other Now. There's some that I've never even seen talked about on BookTube. Obviously, I ordered ones that I had heard of that looked popular, but I read the descriptions of a lot of these, and look at the cover. Look at that. It's beautiful. And a lot of them sounded really cool, and I also read Goodreads reviews just to see, you know, if it was worth buying, basically, if it was worth my time, and if I thought anybody in our library would really enjoy it. This book right here, The Girls I've Been, is going to be a movie. It has the girl from Stranger Things, what's her name? Millie Bobby Brown. She is going to play the main character, and it sounds awesome because it's about a girl who used to be a criminal basically, and she corrected her ways. She's on the straight and narrow, but now she's in the middle of a bank robbery, which is where the story takes place, and she has to use all of her criminal past knowledge to be able to escape from the situation that she's in. So it's like criminals versus other criminals, which that just sounds amazing. I have a copy of this in our library, and it's very frequently checked out, so I thought I better get another one. I've heard of this one on BookTube, I think, The Library of Fates. The cover looks super cool, so I don't know. Doesn't really say too much about it. I'm not going to read the summaries of all these, but some of them are just beautiful. Breathe Like Water, or Breath Like Water. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. Have you ever seen this one on BookTube? It's got a blurb by Gail Foreman, who wrote like If I Stay and Where She Went and all those. And so I don't know, that might be a pretty decent one. Empire of the Wild. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I've never heard of some of these. Last Chance Books. Now, I think I have heard of this. Is this a romance? Yeah, book lovers can be haters too. So yeah, book romance. I don't read romance, but I might read this because yeah, it says it's a rom-com, but for book lovers, so obviously I will read that one. More Than Just a Pretty Face. I've never heard of that. How about this one? Odd One Out. I had never heard of this, but it's by Nick Stone, who wrote Dear Martin, which is really popular in our library, and the sequel, Dear Justice. So I ordered this one because it was the same author, and we have another book by her too, Jackpot, that gets checked out pretty frequently. This one's much shorter than that one. Like, I think it's less than 300 pages, looks like, or right at it. So I think this one will be popular, so I went ahead and bought 2 copies just in case. Realistic fiction. Look at this one. A complicated love story set in space. I feel like that's the plot summary right there. It's a little bit chunkier than some of the other ones, but it looks really super cool. So is it sci-fi a little bit too? I mean, I guess so. There's murder, aliens, a school dance, and one really, really bad day. So that's intriguing. Maybe I'll check that one out. Trance, goldfish, never heard of it. Oh, black flamingo. I hear about this one all the time on BookTube. Sorry, I'm gonna have to move my cart. I can't reach all my books. Felix Ever After, I hear about on BookTube all the time. I think it's like an LGBTQ book. Yeah, there's blurbed by Red, White, and Royal Blue author. I think, yeah, this won some awards, so this might be a good one for students to check out. Oh, The Project. We have a copy of this already, a mystery novel by Courtney Summers. I hear a lot about this one, and I know that mystery is currently kind of the hottest commodity in our library, so this will be a good one for me to do book talks about for sure. Oh, this book is really super short, Bull. It's written in verse, which is very appealing to a lot of our students who like shorter novels and are, you know, that way they're not intimidated by the how many words per page. Look, there's like 2 words on these pages. Anyway, it's kind of sort of based on Greek mythology, but it's funny and like modern day or something. It's like, what if, you know, modern day people talked about like, or modern day like language, but it's from the point of view of like Greek gods. I don't know. It's really funny, just from what I've seen. I've never heard of a lot of the rest of these. Oh, I have this one in the library, Hot Dog Girl. Oh wow, it's got a sticker on it. Interesting. Hot Dog Girl, I think it's kind of a romance / realistic fiction, but it's set in an amusement park, which I absolutely love. I mean, I got married at Cedar Point, for crying out loud. So anyway, this would be a book that I think it was pretty popular in our library, so that's why I ordered a second copy. I've never heard of quite a few of the rest of these. Oh, I've heard of this one. Oh yeah, this one I think was an award winner too. My Long List of Impossible Things. I think our copy was lost, and so that's why I ordered another one of this one. Category 5, I think this one was about a hurricane. Oh, it's kind of damaged. Oh, that's sad. Mystery. Oh wow, it's really damaged. I might have to get them to replace that. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like really just wrinkled. Anyway, it says it's a mystery. It's also really short, so this is going to be super appealing to my students. Just a little over 200 pages. Short mysteries are like the way to go in my school for sure. Not surprising, a lot of students don't actually like to read that much. So let's see, I ordered 2 copies of Super Fake Love Song by David Yoon, who wrote Frankly in Love. He's pretty famous, and I feel like this book I've heard about at least on BookTube, so I think this will be a good choice for my students. But it's got a cover on it already. Oh yes, there's one more, but the other one doesn't, so that makes no sense. At the Edge of the Universe by Sean David Hutchinson. That's the same guy that wrote this book up here, Complicated Love Story Set in Space. So, is this one set in space? No, I think this one, oh, the universe is shrinking or something, so maybe it's a little bit sci-fi also, so that sounds pretty cool. Oh, I've heard of Take Me Home Tonight. This one, I think we have 1 copy, but I don't know if the student lost it or what, but I feel like it's been checked out for a long time, so I wanted to get another copy. Funny story about this book, a student was looking for it one time in the library. They didn't know what it was called or who it was by. They were just like, I don't know if it's possible, but I really want this book that on the front, it's got like a city and there's like some taxi cabs, and I'm like, say no more. And I found this book, so how cool is that? I was pretty impressed with myself. I was like, oh, watching all this BookTube has come in handy. Like Spilled Water, I've never heard of this one, but it's really super short, 200 pages, and that's it. So this might be a good one to recommend to students. Dangerous Alliance, yeah, I feel like this is something I've seen. An ostentatious romance, is it based on like Jane Austen? Yeah, kind of like a Pride and Prejudice like retelling or something potentially, so that'll be pretty popular. Oh, I ordered 2 copies of Wicked King, which is the sequel to The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, because I think our copy was lost, and we needed some more for sure, because, you know, if you love the first book, you want to be able to check out the second one. Oh, look at this. I picked this one because literally it sounded hysterical. It's called Catfishing on Catnet. How much does the internet know about you? That's good. It has she's literally wearing cat ears, and I mean, it sounded cool, so I went with it. Phase 6, I've never even heard of this one. Oh, so this is like it's set during the COVID-19 era, so maybe that's why I got it, because maybe it actually talks about it says the CDC before outbreak of COVID. So okay, this might be our first like COVID fiction book anyway. We have some nonfiction like science books, but this might be our first Yeah, phase 6. Interesting. First COVID book in the library. It'll be interesting to see how many more of those pop up. Jackpot, that's the one I was talking about that Dear Martin, the author Nick Stone, wrote, that also wrote this odd one out, so I ordered a second copy of that one for our library. Ooh, look at this one. This one's like hardback. No Way They Were Gay. Oh, Hidden Lives and Secret Loves. Oh, cool. Queer History Project. Well, that'll be really popular in our library for sure. Outlawed, I've never heard of that one. New Wilderness, We Begin at the End. Oh, Firekeeper's Daughter. This one is all over BookTube, and I don't know how I didn't already have this for the library or why it wasn't sent to me in some other book subscription or anything, but it's a really chunky fantasy, and I hear it reads kind of young, but it sounds amazing, and I definitely want to read this one too. Teen Killers Club. Well, that sounds like a mystery that my students are definitely going to love. Sick, Twisted, Fast-Paced Fun. Yeah, definitely a mystery from the blurbs on the back, or like a thriller, really short. Students are going to love this one. I will definitely do book talks. Oh, The Light Between Worlds, I've heard about. I've seen this one on BookTube, so I think I might have lost our copy of this. Like, I didn't lose it. A student lost our copy of this one. I've never heard of, oh, this one just looked pretty. Riverkeep, I've never heard of it or seen it on BookTube, but look how pretty it is. So it's a journey infused with magic and danger. It's a debut novel it says, so by Martin Stewart. But anyway, beautiful. OCD Love Story, that sounds cool. It's also hardback, which is I love because now I don't have to cover it. Let's see. This is In Deeper Waters, which is one of our really popular LGBT books. So this one we do already have a copy of. It's just a little over 300 pages, so it's really popular, and I thought I'd order a second one. There are pirates and magic and breathtaking romance. I mean, that sounds awesome. I would read this book too. The Topeka School, I think, is this about, yeah, well, there's a tornado on the front, so I think it's more than just that though, but I am assuming there is a tornado in it, but I think it's more about penetrating social insight, deep psychological sensitivity. This person's a master writer. What can happen when the most discerning, ambitious, innovative, and timely writers of our day writes the most discerning, ambitious, innovative, and timely novel to date? So, okay, this sounds pretty intense, but I love tornadoes. I want to be a tornado chaser, so maybe I'll check that one out. Vampire book. Vampires Never Get Old. Tales with Fresh Bite. Oh, short stories. Rebecca Roanhorse, V.E. Schwab, so some authors I've actually heard of are writing some short stories in here. Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. Some of my teachers in my building read this and they thought it was just okay, but I hear about it so much on BookTube that I thought definitely I should give my students a chance to try it out. On the very bottom shelf down here, it's kind of hard to see. Let's just go through these pretty quickly. Ooh, what's this one though? Oh, can't get it out. This one is called Night Neon. Look at that one. This one's super pretty, by Joyce Carol Oates. Oh yeah, she's an older writer that has written many famous young adult books. I remember her from way back in the day. So this is a tale of mystery and suspense. So this might be one my students will like as well. I'm gonna put all these back. Let's see. I've never heard of quite a few of these other ones. My eyes are up here. I feel like I've heard of that. Shadow of the Moon, that sounds cool. Oh, I mean, this one's called Vanilla. I mean, that sounds interesting. On a story of two boys who've been in love for a long time but must face the truth that they want different things from life and from each other. So, okay, that sounds cool. Some short novels. Oh, Grown. So this book is one of our KBA books, which means it's a Kentucky Book Award nominee from our last year. So for summer, last summer, this was one of the choices that students had to be able to read for summer reading, and I remember it was a really popular one that a lot of students wanted to read. It's a mystery novel, and we only had one other copy. It's checked out all the time, so I thought I would go ahead and order a second one. I don't hear too much about it on BookTube, but I mean, I feel like I should because it sounds really, really good. A Burning, I've heard of this one. I don't know anything about it. I don't even know what genre it is. Is it a mystery? No. Is it fantasy? It's a thriller? I actually don't know. It sounds sort of like a thriller, but anyway, sounds pretty cool. Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know. What's his name? Lord Byron. There we go. Lord Byron. Either he wrote that somebody was mad, bad, and dangerous to know, or somebody wrote that about him. But it's also in a Cradle of Filth song. Long story. Anyway, random death metal band from England. Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know. So this just sounded cool because if it is anything about Lord Byron or remotely related, to him, I had to get it. Yeah, it's definitely something about Lord Byron in there, so we'll go with it. Piranesi I ordered because I loved Piranesi, and it's short. It's super weird, but I loved it. I loved her other book, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. They're very different, totally different, but I liked both of them. I hear about this one on BookTube all the time, The Only Good Indians. I thought it was an adult novel, but I guess it can be also read by young adults, but it's a horror novel. So I think it's got like Native American like inspiration, bone-chilling images, and full of humor. So okay, that's interesting. I don't think I'd read it, but there we go. Oh, this book is one that we have a copy of in our library, and students love it, so I thought I'd get another one, but it's called The Bridge, and it's told from like 4 different timelines, and it's like 2 teenagers go to jump off a bridge and commit suicide. One of them, in one timeline, they both jump. In one timeline, neither of them jump. In another timeline, only one of them jumps, and the 4th one, one of the other ones jumps. And so it goes back and forth, and it'll be like each chapter says 1B, 1C, things like that. So the timeline seems the most interesting premise of it. So I hope that's not just a gimmick and that the story's actually good. But anyway, I would definitely give this one a try just because. I ordered some shorter books that I'd heard of as well here. Oh, here we go. I ordered this one, The Initial Insult, because it is the famous, I say famous, I think she's written like maybe one other book. No, she's written a couple, but anyway, she writes like thrillers and mysteries, and so I thought that our students would definitely love another mystery to add to our collection since they're so popular. They also love Meet Cute Diary. This book is constantly checked out. At one point, I had 3 students put this book on hold. 3. There were 3 people waiting in line for this book after the person that currently had it checked out. So I thought, and I never had that happen before, so I thought I definitely should order another one of those. Let's see, Ballad of Amy Miles. It looks like I ordered 2 copies. Oh, Wicked Fox, I ordered another copy because when I do a book talk on this one, it always gets checked out. It's, you know, fantasy, kind of inspired by, what is it, like Korean folklore. Yeah, so anyway, super cool. I definitely want to read it. There's quite a few other ones that I've never heard of down here, but let's move on to the back so we can finish up. These are books that I'm currently dealing with, so ignore those. Those aren't part of this, but just these are the last ones. I actually took out the actual book of this one because I took it home to read over Thanksgiving break, and I didn't even get a chance to open it, but one of the other teachers at my school really highly recommended it to me. But it's a nonfiction collection of essays by John Green, and I love John Green's writing style. I just never care about the plots of his books, so I think, you know, I would love this one probably, more than likely. I got this one because I know it's a series, The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. Also, oh yeah, it's a sequel to Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, which I don't think gets checked out that often, but I'd like to do some book talks on it. Not too many people check out historical fiction, but there's so much more going on in these. I think they're, yeah, kind of adventure, entertaining, romps, it says, tongue-in-cheek. It's wit and playful description, social relevance, swashbuckling affair, rollicking adventure, sweet love story, and tender coming of age tale. So that sounds like a lot, and it sounds pretty fun. Music from around the world. Change the rules, not yourself. Well, I've never heard of this, but it looks pretty. This book is one that I read when I first found out I was going to be a librarian like 3 or 4 years ago. I looked up popular books because I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to read these random young adult books. So I read this mystery called People Like Us that was set at a boarding school, and I think there was like a murder, I can't even remember, and they have to figure out who did it, but it wasn't very good, honestly. I just thought it was like 2.5 stars maybe. It was fine, but it is a tense psychological thriller, which is what is so popular, so I decided to go ahead and order this one. I've never heard of most of these. Oh, I think I've heard of this one, The Shadow Glass. Look at that, isn't that super pretty? Is this oh, this is the conclusion to the Bone Witch series, which, oh no, I don't even know if we have the second one. Heart Forger? That doesn't even look familiar. Well, shoot, I'll have to go make sure we have the second one, but now we at least have the third one in the series. So there's that. Love is for Losers, Toil and Trouble, and XL. XL, I think I've seen this one. Is it about a kid who's lost like tons of weight maybe? Like he was really, really overweight and then he like loses lots and lots of weight. Or he gets really tall or something. Or yeah, he was short and then he gets really tall or whatever. Anyway, so there's that. Toil and Trouble, 15 Tales of Women in Witchcraft. I have so many students ask me for books about witchcraft, so I feel like this would be one that I will recommend to them, especially because short stories are kind of less intimidating. So that's just a preview of my massive book haul of over 100 books. Not quite 200, but I thought it'd be good for our 200 celebration for our 200 subscribers. So thank you so much again, guys, for subscribing. You know, tell all your friends. Anyway, I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.